I'm going to throw it over because Ellie had 2 questions that you were deciding between. Did you make a decision?
I made a decision.
All
Yes,
right.
I decided to stick with one. So I have, okay, it's not coming off the table, so I'll shoot it.
It's stuck. It's there
When
for
you
good.
look in the mirror, what do you see? Share the first 3 words that come up for you.
Can you actually read that one more time?
Yes. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Share the first 3 words that come up for you. So I think when I saw this, I think the mirror really caught my attention because when I looked at myself in the mirror, I think the hardest thing for me was understanding what adoption was. I think I had understood a lot earlier than my twin, and so I think about the first time where I talked to her and I was like, why, mom and dad are like 6'3" and 5'8" and we are like 5'2" and Asian. Like, where did this, what happened? Like, we all have black hair. We're like, this is so odd. And I think my sister was like, oh, well, I think we look the same. Like, what are you talking about? She didn't for a while longer than me to really understand or ask these questions. And I think my mom often would say, when you look in the mirror, you have to bloom where you grow. It's not about what people are exactly seeing, but it's also about like what they're learning. So I think
that's beautiful. Can you say that again?
Yeah. So the family motto is called "Bloom where you grow." I've lived in 13 houses, so my parents love to travel. We spent 6 years abroad in England, which was really great. But as a middle schooler, I was unable to take it for granted. I looked in the mirror and I was thinking, why are we not at home? Like, why are we going to these British formals where have to dress up and there's like a man of distinction, and why am I supposed to help my friends like enter into society? I think about like, what does that even mean? And in that British system, that's just what people we were ready to do. That was the age. So I think like when I also think about like what I see in the mirror, I think of non-physical attributes like adaptable. I think I'm very adaptable, and resourceful was my last word. Because I think when you do move around a lot, it's hard to find your home. And I think when you said you want everyone to be your home, I really resonate with how a person can be a sense of comfort and not just a place. So I think, yeah, those were my 3 words. And funny enough, none of them are actual like physical attributes, even though.
I think that's even more powerful, honestly. Yeah, to see beyond the veil, and actually truly see yourself. And a lot of people don't really get that, and especially I know that you're a little bit younger than some of us, so like for you to have that naturally like is like pretty amazing at your age, where I feel like there's so much comparison and there's so much like need to be or prove yourself, especially in your early 20s. And so for you to just see like, I'm adaptable, I'm adaptable, I'm resourceful, like, and say that to yourself in the mirror is like really incredible. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I guess it's a testament to your parents too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Even if they were a little annoying for moving you everywhere during middle school years.
I've definitely learned to appreciate it now, to have friends all over. But at the time, yes, I definitely think it was a lot more challenging. So, and I think I really want to pass this question to Lia because, but I have a reasoning behind it, because I think that similar to the way I could kind of look in the mirror and think about the question differently about like what would I tell myself in the mirror and not really what people think of me. I think there's like a hidden message, and I think that you could really resonate with that underlying message.
Wow, I feel very honored, Ellie. Way to turn that around on me. I feel a little on the spot. I wasn't ready. This is a hard question for me to answer if I'm going to be completely vulnerable with you. I think I've gone through a lot of changes in the last couple of years, and wow, did not expect to get emotional. I thought I was going to be facilitating you all. Way to go, Ellie.
Let the tears flow.
Yes. So with my eye surgery, and I lean on it a lot, I've talked about it a lot because it was life-changing. It was life-changing for me. And it's changed what I see in the mirror. Damn it.
Go ahead, girl.
It's all right.
It changed what I see in the mirror, and like I see a different eyeball, I see a different face shape, I see wrinkles that weren't there before because I squint all the time. And I would say that it's before, I think I felt very similarly to you. I had words that weren't physical attributes. They were like, I am daring, and I am brave, and I am curious, right? Like those were my words, and that was what I lived by. And I think the last couple of years have forced me to look at myself in a way that I never did before. I'm so mad at you. I'm gonna cry. But I think hearing what you just said actually really encourages me, and it makes me like want to pause and completely rethink about that. And I think I don't always realize how much I'm negatively talking about myself right now, or like how much I am letting that event that I think changed me. I don't think I realized how much it was dictating like every part of me. But like listening to you and now having to answer the question, thank you. Thank you for sharing what you see when you see in the mirror, because I do want to now shift it.
May I add something to that before you add ask the questions?
Yes.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. You're still the same Lia. You're still daring and brave and resourceful. I forgot the other word actually. Adventurous. Curious. Yes. Very curious. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Bringing all of this to fruition out of what you're envisioning, what you're seeing in your mind's eye, and going through something like what you've gone through is a life-changing experience. As someone who's born with a disability, it's very different growing up knowing that you're different and that you have limitations. Gaining a disability is a very different experience. It doesn't change who you are, it just adds one more layer, one more lens, one more fractal bit. Like, you know what I mean when I say fractal? Like when you're looking at the telescope thing? Yeah, the prism. Visual. It adds one more color, one more layer. Yeah.
It's even richer,
And it's not all encompassing of who you are. It's just one more piece of who you are.
Thank you for that.
So my question is, what does it mean to fully live and experience life? And I really want to ask you.
Great.
Yeah.
You don't want to answer it first?
No.
Okay.
I want to ask you because...
I see it as well.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'm very visual.
Yeah. The reason why I'm posing it to you specifically is because you are bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and fresh into your career and into your independence as a woman. And not that you didn't have it before, but like maybe it's coming more online now. And I just am curious about how you would describe what living fully means.
Yeah, I think to live fully is, for me, is to experience the 5 senses in a day. So I journal every day, and I like to write down like 3 things I see, 4 things I've tasted, 2 things I've smelled, stuff like that. And I think what I've noticed is when I feel most alive, the days I felt most alive are the days that I can get all 5 senses.
Oh, wow.
And really be able to like go back upon these readings and say like, wow, that day, like I remember the sea, I can like see this picture, but also like if I know the smell of the salt water, or I know the people that were with me and how they made me feel, I think that's how I've been able to really feel like I'm living life fully, as well as to what does it mean to fully live and experience life. I think traveling has been a great way for me to experience life, whether it's traveling with my parents or friends, or even by myself. Like I think this journey to Baltimore and being, the only one in my family on the East Coast, everyone in Colorado probably thinks I'm a little bit mad. They're like, why are you not coming home? You finished college. So I think to be able to like have those risks and rewards is also a great way to experience life.
That was beautiful. I knew there was a reason why I asked you that question.
and you don't want to answer it, right?
Oh, it's not that I don't want to answer. I
Okay.
just wanted to ask her.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you don't want to answer.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I pass it back.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need it. To me, to live life fully and experience life, to me, like the essence of who I am is freedom. So however I can create that for myself. Sometimes there are periods in my life where I'm very, very like tied down or I don't have a lot of flexibility. But when I can create freedom, to me, that is living fully and experience life to the fullest. So whatever that looks like. Right now, it means being in my business full time, not having 3 and 4 jobs like I used to, not having to depend on other people to support my life, and also not giving my power away to people or like waiting for permission. So that's me living life more fully.
Yeah, I think permission's a very key part. I really resonate with that. How do you think your permission, like you've given yourself permission to change, but also still feel free and feel like empowered to be your best self?
Yes, and I've given myself permission to not have to ask for permission. Because as a people pleaser, so, you know, my upbringing was in a very beautiful but dysfunctional household, which is why I became a therapist. And as the firstborn child of my home, I was the good girl. So I've lived out that archetype for so long. I'm fucking done. Like, I'm just done. And so that to me is freedom, like no longer waiting for people to tell me that it's okay for me to just be myself and do what I want to do. I give myself that permission. So that's me in freedom and what me in living fully.
May I ask, what was the line that you had to cross to get to a point where you were like, no longer will I continue to be this archetype? And
Yeah. I don't know a definitive moment, but I believe that it has a lot to do with my journey, my parallel process with my clients. So I think it was just more like my healing and then my, you know, the parallel process I was going through, and then just recognizing that like, oh wait, I don't have to ask for permission. I'm a grown-up now. Like, I used to say that all the time, but I didn't actually embody it. And now I think I'm coming into my womanhood. So if if you're like into the energetics and the archetypes and stuff like that, it's really like this transition from being the maiden, you know, and into the mother. Even if I don't have children of my own, it's like I'm acknowledging my womanhood more now than ever, and it feels amazing.
It's really powerful. Yeah. Really powerful.
Thank you.